So when I saw you perform last time, I was quite disappointed lah.
When was that? A lot of women apparently have this lah. Your body's like, hey, I'm a girl, but then your ovaries are like, but we want testosterone. So much it's easier for us to get jacked. Before this lah, I didn't want to have kids. Whenever I see kids, jatuhan.
Some of them.
Yeah. When I found out I was pregnant, I felt like my hopes and dreams were dying. Hindi dyan pedahan ni goals ni taros. I felt like this need to pee, and then that's when it happened lah. The baby came out. It was surreal lah, macam to feel like life is gone, you know, and you're holding it, macam.
Hey, are you fasting, bro?
Are we rolling? Lights off.
But they're off already.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on such a short notice. Welcome
No
to the
worries.
show.
Thank you for having me.
I highly regard you as a comic.
Oh.
Yeah. So maybe you can take it as a positive criticism, kali.
Okay, yeah. I love criticism.
So when I saw you perform last time, I was quite disappointed lah.
Yeah. When was that?
Last year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was,
I mean, the best joke
Yeah.
that I remembered from that one is your opening joke, which is like, payah ni lakinya ada sini pulang. So
Oh no, that's fine.
you said, "Chalita laki ko." And that just killed it for me. I thought that was gonna be like the start of something. Tapi I'm not saying it was bad, but
Yeah.
I just expected, maybe I expected too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Different sets, lain ngan.
Again, welcome to the show.
Thank
you for
you,
coming
thank you.
again.
Yes.
Macam nervous to joke on it. Apa ya?
Baku pun ikut nervous lah.
How are you?
I've been better. I'm good. I'm
You're good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, actually, masa puasa,
Yeah.
coming to Raya tu memang you were on the roster sudah.
Okay, yeah.
And then something happened.
Yeah.
So, macam,
Yeah.
we were like, maybe it's not the right time, you know.
That's very considerate of you.
Yeah, so, I don't know, 2 months kali, fast forward.
Yeah, I had my miscarriage the last 10 days of Ramadan.
Last 10 days of Ramadan.
So
that
would
must
be
have been...
Yeah, it was hard because I was actually I was diagnosed with a high risk pregnancy, so that means that there's a high chance something might happen.
I didn't know there's such a thing as high
risk pregnancy. So macam kira I needed like more care than macam other women. So I have this thing called PCOS, so polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is basically where my ovaries produce more male hormones, testosterone. So macam, I don't know. It's like my body.
Is that
like,
why you were a fitness coach?
I'm still a fitness coach.
Yeah, is that why you're still a fitness coach?
Yeah. So macam, like a lot of women apparently have this lah, and like it's basically, like your body's like, hey, I'm a girl, but then your ovaries are like, but we want testosterone. Yeah, so macam it's hard for us to get pregnant lah, but it's also easier for us to macam be fit, get jacked, because yeah.
Again, that's why you're a fitness coach.
Yeah, but that was one of the reasons why macam my pregnancy was high risk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. One thing that was interesting to me before we dive deep into that you actually name your baby Muhammad.
Yeah, Muhammad. Yeah.
Why?
We didn't know what the gender was until I had my miscarriage, and then we had to. He was still in
How far along?
5 months. Yeah, so like you can see his hands sudah, his kaki apa macam. Yeah, like the day before the miscarriage, like we had an ultrasound because I was bleeding ala macam kira. Yeah, and then the doctor macam showed like the baby's like very active, and then he was like, oh, you can see his 5 fingers, and then I was just like, oh, yeah, and then masa kami.
So at that time you had no idea that
apa.
the day before though you said you had ultrasound kan?
Yeah.
So it was still all
okay.
smiles lah.
Yeah. Like
Mashallah.
sekali we had to buka the sack, and then that's when Afif saw lah it's a boy. So and then that's when we decided panggil Muhammad lah saja.
So you didn't plan for that name or just memang ada plan?
Kalau boy, we did have a name. It was gonna be Adam, and then kalau girl, it was like Ilyana or something. Yeah, so we had a plan lah sudah. Yeah.
Is it Muhammad Adam or like just Adam?
Muhammad Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I shared this story in my last podcast. Yeah, pasal Muhammad ni. Like, I was like, kenapa aku namakan nama anakku Muhammad?
Yeah.
And then like I didn't even put Muhammad as, you know, some common to use Muhammad as the first name kan. But I didn't. My son's name tarus namanya lah. Nada Muhammad, nada Ahmad lah.
Yeah.
So I heard of this story from our penceramah di Brunei.
Yeah.
Ia beritahu pasal Nabi Adam.
Yeah.
Ia kena halau dari syurga kan because ia makan.
Yeah.
That's why Adam's apple. So masa ia minta maaf tu, ia bukan juga kalah-kalahan lah, tapi kalau kita ni komedi tani panggil kalah-kalahan.
Yeah.
Ia sebut nama Muhammad.
Oh.
Ya, ia sebut nama Muhammad. Sekali, of course Allah knew why he sebut nama Muhammad. So Allah tanya, do you know Muhammad? You know, macam tu kan? Do you know Muhammad? Nya, I don't know Muhammadnya. Tapi nya in heaven atunya I had a vision where there's your name and next to your name is Muhammad. So if Muhammad ini dah hebatnya, you wouldn't have put your name next to his name. Next to his name. So that's why ia sebut nama Muhammad. And because ia sebut nama Muhammad, Allah maafkan ialah macam tu lah. Yeah, so when I saw like you said dear baby Muhammad, so I'm like so that's why I had to ask.
Yeah, because it's like that name alone is already macam like big kan, it's big, precious. It's self-sufficient lah that name tu. So macam it's macam like a gift. The baby was a gift, so I want to name him Muhammad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me when I reached out to you, you said there's no guide, there's no handbook for pregnancy and
parenting.
Yeah, parenting.
Starting off parenthood lah. That was it. Yeah. So to start off, before this laha, when I got married, I didn't want to have kids. Like, I didn't want to have kids. Whenever I see kids, jatuhan. Sekali.
Sama pula.
Sama pula.
Sama.
Like, whenever I see kids lah dulu, macam, ay, bising je. You know,
like, aku masih lagi. Aku sampai.
And then, but my husband wanted to have kids. So we were like bargaining lah. Macam, okay lah, one lah. Maybe two lah. Macam tu. Sekali, so the pregnancy wasn't planned. So like when I found out I was pregnant, oh my God. Macam, so it was in the early 2023, and then usually early awal tahun I would list my goals for the year, like very big goals, you know, like over the moon sometimes, and then like it was very like go to Malaysia, do comedy, whatever, like very big stuff. Sekali, when I found out I was pregnant, like I felt like my hopes and dreams were dying. That's how it felt like. I was hindi je pedahan ni goals ani tarus. I was like that kan. Yeah. But that was literally what happened when I saw the pregnancy test ba. I was just like gila, like kabak na gitu kan, macam kan panic attack, macam what am I going to do? What do I do? And then I think gradually lah macam throughout the months going through the symptoms. I hate the symptoms, by the way. But when the first time I had a problem, like something was wrong with the baby. I think it was in the second month. And then I needed to see I had to go to emergency, and then they were like, oh, your baby's okay, it's fine. They showed the
second
ultrasound.
Month,
second month, ada macam bleeding lah. And so they called it like threatened miscarriage. So that means like it might happen. So
you had a heads up lah?
Yeah, I had a heads up. And then when that happened, that was when I realized like I didn't want to lose the baby lah.
It's funny how your first impression and then suddenly now it's suddenly become the most precious thing.
Yeah. I was like, no, I want to, because I think during that time they did an ultrasound and then they showed the baby's heartbeat. Yeah. And then that was when I was like, oh my God.
Oh, dorang macam biasa tu.
Dorang macam, okay, the heartbeat ada. And then I was just like, like, what? Macam
there's a living
rasanya.
thing inside me, you know.
Yeah. So macam, it was very overwhelming lah for me. And then that was when I was just like, okay, I want to keep this thing inside me. Yeah. Like, I don't care. Like, if it's a boy, it's a girl, it's a weirdo. You know, like, I'm going to keep it. And then, I was told not to do exercises apa, and then I was like, what? That's my daily task, like my daily routine. But then the doctor's like, if you want to keep it, you gotta slow down because you're always active. You gotta slow down now. Now you just have to walk or jog or cycle, so that you can't like lift weights apa. So I stopped the whole 5 months. I didn't lift weights or anything. Just
You
mild
made that
exercise.
sacrifice.
Yeah, I made that sacrifice. And then what was your question again?
I don't remember what was the question. I was
but,
just the story is just
Yeah.
macam to me macam reminiscent balik,
Yeah.
what I went through.
Yeah.
And it is. I just want to like share you like when I didn't want kids,
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you apa ni bising juga. It's the same that.
Yeah.
But when it's your own,
Yeah.
the feeling is like different.
Yeah. It's so different.
Yeah.
Like I think tiga kali ito, like I had like threatened miscarriage lah. That's when like there's bleeding and then like they need to check if it's okay. So I had a checkup every few weeks. And then like a week before my miscarriage, the bleeding just kept happening. And then they had to tahan me at the hospital just to make sure I was okay. I'm on IV apa. And then once I was okay, they were like, okay, you're good to go. But then it happened again. And then they were like, do you want to stay at the hospital? And I was like, no, man. Like, I don't like staying at the hospital. I can just rest at home. Skale, like a few days later, that's when they did the ultrasound. He was fine. He was very active. And then the next day, the miscarriage happened. And it was at home. And like, I didn't know that I was experiencing contractions. Because like, I think I have a high pain tolerance I was like, kuat je macam menstrual cramps. Macam kan. Like, sakit berabis tapi niya. Macam like, I felt like my bones were breaking, And then like, it only occurred to me, masa I have this pregnancy app and then it has like a contraction counter. So I was like, what if? What if? So aku tahan the contraction counter So every time like I have a contraction, you press it, let it go. And then when the contraction is gone, you press it again. So that's how long the contraction is. And it was like consistent. It was like 1 minute of contraction and then 5 minutes of rest. 1 minute of contraction, 5 minutes of rest.
Macam basically going into labor lah ni.
Yeah. I didn't know I was in labor until I told my friend. She was like, yo, you went into labor. And I was like... And tapi that time I was like, just macam gila sakit And then like the bleeding was like really heavy. And then me and my husband, we didn't know what to do because we were just from the hospital yesterday and the baby was fine. And then like I was in the bathroom just in pain. And then my husband was like Googling, they say if you're in pain or if it's like bleeding, you should take a warm shower. So I had a warm shower, but like the pain was surreal. And then I asked him like, what do I do? And then he's like, I don't know. And then I was like, let's go to the hospital. And then when we finally decided to go to the hospital, I felt like this need to pee. And then that's when it happened. The baby came out at home. And then I caught it. And then that was when I remember Taros immediately like, it feels like my hopes and dreams are dying. But when I held it in my hand, like I caught it, like that was when it truly felt like my hopes and dreams were dying.
Yeah. Do you need a second to...
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're good? There's water for you.
Oh yeah, thank you. I was staring at it dari awal.
Siapa punya yang gani?
Cuma untuk aku kan.
Ia lagi paringan macam I'm fasting by the way today.
Oh ya kak?
Yeah.
I feel so bad
No.
thinking now. Yeah.
Thank you. First of all, thank you for sharing that. I mean, like we discussed in the text kan. I said I didn't go through what you went through, but like we had to wait a while for my son kan juga.
Yeah.
So macam I guess there should be some similarities, especially in terms of hope. But it was a unexpected pregnancy kan.
Yeah.
When you, like you said, when you caught your baby, what went through your head? Like you said, your hopes are dying. Tapi macam,
like it was surreal macam to feel like life is gone, and you're holding it macam like 5 bulan inside me, and then
active and
Yeah, it was so active. The doctor's like, your baby's really active. And I'm like, oh, maybe, macam ADHD. Yeah. And then my husband, because my husband's a very restless person, Jo, so I'm just like, you're like your dad. Yeah, sachatula. And then when I held it, macam, I don't know, like, I've never felt heartbreak like that lah. Kila, like terus blank on my brain. I'm just like,
yeah, I think heartbreak cinta like langsung dah not comparable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I ever since that happened, macam whenever I see parents, whenever I see moms lah, like I have this appreciation for them.
Yeah.
Like parents, like all this patience. You're raising that kid
Yeah.
dari damit.
Dari parut.
Dari papalut.
Palut.
Dari parut. And then you're just like, they're crying all the time. You guys sacrifice your sleep. Like all your money is invested on your child. Like all of a sudden, macam my mindset changed lah.
Yeah.
So whenever I see kids now, I'm just like, oh, macam jatuh. And then orang tidak macam, oh. Dulu macam, shut up, you little twerp. Now I'm just like, oh, you little twerp.
Yeah, I think that's your nikmah kali.
Yeah.
Maybe Allah is giving you like the steps before, so that you ini mengajut.
Yeah.
I think that's your nikmah.
Yeah.
And may I just share with you a fraction of what you went through lah? Maybe just a fraction kali, like 0.01% of what you just went through ito. Masa last year, my wife had a false alarm lah, pregnancy.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, I'm late, I'm late. And then macam to the point where agatah bali apa tu?
Pregnancy
test. Mind you, at that point, I didn't want a second kid.
Oh,
malas tu ku. Like satu lagi ku kaber, lagi dua.
Yeah.
But when she told me she was negative, my heart just crushed. Like you didn't know you wanted it until you
don't get it, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
So it's with kanak-kanak, I think.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's so different.
Yeah. Our perspective can change in
immediately.
Immediately.
Yeah. Like for me, I think it was when I first saw the baby's heartbeat. That was when I immediately changed. Like, oh, I want to keep it. And then when I lost it, that was like when I realized how strong mothers are and parents lah. Parents are macam, and like, I don't know, it's just like how beautiful life is really.
Yeah. Tapi at least, it changed your perspective lah.
Yeah,
kalau for me, I'm still, kalau anak orang lain, bising. Apa kalau hampir anakku, apa tak? Dah lah.
Yeah. So when that happened, I shared my story lah on IG because I mean that's the only way I know how to because like I'm very expressive. And then when I shared my story, macam about PCOS, about the pregnancy, high risk, the miscarriage, like a lot of women and mothers kind of approached me lah. They DM'd me, and then some of them shared their stories. Like they had PCOS, they had a miscarriage, they had multiple miscarriages. And then there's this one friend who had a stillbirth.
What's a stillbirth?
Like after 7 or 9 months, and then when the baby's born, the baby had a heartbeat. Yeah. So for me, I can't even imagine, carrying the baby for 9 months, and then the baby's like, had a heartbeat. And then there was another friend of mine who had a baby, and then after 1 year, the baby passed away. So much for me, like there's so many strong women out there, and then like they're like I didn't feel alone anymore after they shared that story. But like how are these stories not being shared? Like I found out masa I had a miscarriage. Like 1 in 4 women get miscarriages.
Yeah.
It's so common.
It's so common. Yeah.
I didn't know that when it happened. Like when it happened to me, I felt so alone. Like I was in a dark place, and then when I found out like I wasn't alone, I was like, why aren't people talking about it? You know, like for some cultures it's taboo, kan?
Yeah.
Like some cultures are like, oh yeah, the miscarriage, artinya macam, you know, like she's cursed or whatever, or macam, you know, like her body isn't healthy, chatula. Yeah. So I will initially, when I was about to not announce, but like share my story that I had a miscarriage, people were scared. Like people at the gym and like some people were scared that people would blame CrossFit or lifting yang caused the miscarriage. But the doctor was like, no, it's nothing to do with that. It just happens lah. You're just one of the 4 people who, you know, kena bagi miscarriage.
Yeah, so you were you were still a fitness coach. You were still a CrossFit.
I was still a
So how did you kind of like
when I was pregnant?
pregnant, yeah.
I don't show the movements lah. So I'll have someone else do a movement like the regulars. If they know how to squat, then Hazim, can you show me how to squat?
So you're still a coach, but you don't do the moves lah.
Yeah, so it was more like verbal cues instead. Yeah.
I don't think that's the reason.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Because like people think like when you're pregnant, oh, you can't do heavy stuff, but you need the exercise.
Yeah.
Nanti you're gonna lift your baby
Yeah,
for hours. You know,
Yeah.
like you're gonna carry their stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think kalau pregnant lagi disarankan berjalan banyak, naik tangga, like
Because like you need to strengthen your whole pelvic floor, your back muscles, nanti. Because like that, you know, that's a huge tummy you're gonna get, and then you're gonna get back pains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 5 months.
Yeah.
And it all went anula in just one day.
One day it was.
And no, I mean, wouldn't you say the signs were there? Even though the day before too, he was like active. He was like,
the signs were there because I was just like bleeding kan balik-balik. But the doctor was like 80% chance of a successful pregnancy, even with people.
That's still high.
Yeah, 80% chance of a successful pregnancy. Some people suffer bleeding, and then like I asked them like, what's the cause? And then they're like, sometimes it just happens. We don't know the cause either. So I'm just like, how do you not know the cause? You're a doctor. But like, I don't know, like the human body, it's still a mystery. Kan, so much.
Yeah.
So
I think amazing things about human body, and then I think semua tu alasan lah kali.
Yeah.
I think it's more tentuan Tuhan lah kali.
Yeah. So they were just like, you know, like 80%, 20%. So, you know, we'll see what happens. So I was the 20% lah, and not successful. But it's okay. Like I went through the 5 stages of grief lah after the miscarriage. And I literally like look at the graph. I was like, okay, I am at denial. I am at anger. Because it helps to identify kan, what emotions I'm going through. Kan. So I think after a month plus, I've gradually accepted it.
So now you're good?
I'm
back
good.
in the gym?
Oh yeah, I'm back in the gym. I'm working out now. Like the 40 days pantang, man.
Oh, you still have your 40 days pantang?
Yeah. We had to do a 40 days pantang because the gender nampak sudah kan. Yeah. So, oh my God. The 40 days pantang, like, gila, the longest 40 days ever. I did not like it at all.
Yeah. But how strict were you?
I wasn't strict. I wasn't strict. I called it the modern pantang. So macam sebelum maghrib boleh jalan. And then by maghrib macam I have to be at home lah.
Yeah. But apa tu, in terms of like body, strict. Like
Strict,
some of the foods.
Like I needed to eat ginger and all the hot stuff. And boleh ice cream. I think I was like, by the 30 plus day, I was like, maybe I can have some ice cream. You know, it's almost done. I think it was day 38. Skalita cram. And then my husband's like, nah, siya basuro. It's just a pantang. So yeah, I was just like, oh man, yeah. And I remember like, I think that one time, aku jalan at night ka. Within the 40 days ato. And then like the next morning I had like bruises on me. And then my husband's like, you tato. Inda believe in pantang. Sekali I'm just like, you're the one who drove the car. Siya po yung jalan. Yeah. So pantang is important lah.
Yeah,
I mean, I
yeah.
didn't realize it was important. Because, you know, like, you just need to stay at home,
Yeah.
you know, rest. But
Yep. Yep.
I remember being, like, super active, like, the first week after that happened. I was just like, I need to do stuff, you know, I need to be productive. But people are just like, just rest, man. Chill.
Yeah, chill. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a good time to take macam sit back and
Yeah.
revisit balik.
Yeah.
I think it's more for me set back at 2 year it helps us to refresh balik
Yeah.
what's our goal. Like you said earlier in the year to 2020
23, yeah.
Yeah. You said when you found out about the pregnancy
Yeah.
and then after that you let your goals. I'm like, apa tu ni? You know, kuyak tu ni. Yeah, you know.
Literally, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, you know, it's time to
Yeah.
lihat balik what the goals are.
Yeah,
We're still
realign.
halfway je baru kan. So
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I did that. I had like that time to just think like, what do I want to do now? Like, and macam sort out my priorities. I started journaling a lot as well because, you know, like I couldn't go out of the house, so I couldn't express myself apa. So I journaled, started watching stand-ups, writing jokes apa. I wrote letters to the baby because apparently that helps. Like a lot of mothers were like, oh, we write letters to our baby macam just to luahkan lah and stuff. And then like I tried it and then like it was like so cathartic. Macam it was just like, you know, yeah, it was nice lah.
yeah. So 5 months you took off from heavy lifting apa?
Yeah.
Take time off from heavy lifting.
Yeah.
What about your comedy journey? Cause mana tahu lah kan kalau betian ni macam
Yeah.
dia boleh cakap ni, dia boleh buat orang dia boleh ngucap orang apa.
Yeah.
So
I still did it. I still
you still ngucap orang lah Jo.
not not really ucap urang, but like
Yalah comedy lah.
yeah,
That's-
comedy. Yeah. So I one of my comedy bits was like finding out I was pregnant. So like when I was pregnant, I was talking about pregnancy lah, like how I didn't like the symptoms apa, like my first time buying a pregnancy test, going to Guardian and then macam sneaking into Guardian. Like I was just like, oh, I mean, what if they think I'm not married, you know? Oh, macam jatuh. And then going to that aisle, like where all those stuff are, like it's all also very awkward. You know?
Yeah.
Like, cause like when you go in, they're like, how can I help you? What are you looking for? Oh, nothing. I'm just looking around.
It's the same thing for men when we go look for that.
It's so awkward,
Yeah,
right?
it's so awkward.
Yeah, like you're just like, I don't see that shelf. I don't see that shelf. But you're like, yeah. So for me, like buying the pregnancy test awal-awal, macam you know lah, macam kan defensive lah terus.
Yeah.
Macam, it's not for me.
Okay, sure.
Aku. I mean, I'm a young independent woman. 4 lah. Yeah. Macam tu lah. And then like when I first used the pregnancy test, like it was my first time kan. And then like when I opened it, I was like, hey, macam ART. Like bimbo lah sikit. And my husband's like, apa ni? Macam my husband's like exasperated lah. And then I was like, mana swab stick niya? Like, toddler lah. And then apparently like either you dip it or
Like a cup
a cup or
or
something.
you pee on it.
Yeah, or you pee on it kan. And then I didn't know that. So I was just like, gila payah je aim tu. Macam macam mana kan tu? Yeah, my husband's like, what, you've never aimed before? Thunder. So yeah, so I used that. It was so weird because like, you know, there's multiple types of pregnancy tests. There's digital pregnancy tests.
Digital, I don't know.
Why?
I haven't been pregnant.
Like why? Why do you need a digital pregnancy test? Like it gives you like there's a screen.
How does that even work?
Right? And then is it reusable? Because that's gross.
Yeah. I think I know. You mean the yang digital?
Yeah. So macam you bagi ada screen lah. Yung
Yeah.
dah tu. You're gonna throw it away anyway.
Yeah. No, I still keep it.
Yeah ka?
Yeah.
Oh.
We still keep ours.
You not you ah.
No. I mean, it's still in the bathroom lah.
Oh yeah, I keep mine too.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Macam it's a nice memory.
First try terus.
first try.
First test terus atau.
First test, actually, the first test, there was no line at all.
So how did you feel?
I was like, Okay, this is good. Tapi no line. Not even a one line or two
Invalid lah
line.
kali, maybe.
Invalid
Yeah.
kan. So I was like,
Memang dah salah tu kali.
I was like, Sekali I just left it on the sink. A few days later, I had nausea and I was like, macam lain jua. So we got another pregnancy test and then it was 2 lines and that's when macam kabak-kabak kan. Sekali my husband was like, oh, I already knew you were pregnant. And I'm like, what? Sekali niya, oh yeah, your first pregnancy test, yung invalid. I just added tap water to it. And I'm like, what?
So kira you cuci and then suddenly the lines.
He just added water, and then 2 lines showed up. And I'm like, oh my God, the tap water is pregnant.
Was that in your bed?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. But it showed up and I was just like,
But that's true lah.
yeah.
You
He added tap water. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
I guess men are more macam,
Yeah.
in the zone and then like I gotta find out.
Yeah. He was like, ndokan na din line.
Bukannya arti ni.
Yeah. And then when he did that, he knew. And he didn't tell me for a few days.
Yeah.
And I was like, it didn't occur to you to tell me the woman who is carrying the baby? He was like, surprise. Yeah.
Okay, so you said you have dreams of doing comedy di luar negeri.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I wanted to go to Malaysia first, just for an open mic. Stay there a couple of months, maybe just like
Couple months? What
Yeah.
about your CrossFit?
take a break lah. I do CrossFit there. No,
No, I mean your athlete. Macam
my
your-
athletes.
your clients.
Yeah. I mean, they.
You program saja and then they just do
so
over
I
the...
planned it for next year, but I wanted to scout like this year, macam just to visit like maybe 1 month dulu and then like open mic every single night, just to macam get used to it. Because like here there's no open mic kan. Like how do you test material? How
Ada
do you?
pulang, but
But like it's like it's like a private show kan.
Bertepuk dari pintu belakang masuknya. Dari beranda, bukan lagi pintu belakang. Beranda.
Di rumah depan mirror. Satu depan laki. Open mic. But yeah, macam di sana, like you get to test material, you get to like engage with different comedians apa, feedback apa. So that's what I
So
planned
you
to
really
do.
wanted to do this?
I wanted to do that. I wanted to do that.
But can't you just go like maybe weekly or like macam you don't have to stay there bah? Macam you
yeah,
just...
I can do that, benarnya. But for me, like I wanted to like, like fully just focus on that. Yeah. Just for like maybe a month dulu, and then next year maybe like 3 months in Malaysia and come back. Just to like get used to that lifestyle.
Because of your work, when
Yeah.
there's flexibility.
Yeah,
sana
there's
lah,
a flexibility.
Yeah, okay.
That was what I wanted to do.
Are you still gonna pursue that?
Now, maybe not a month. Maybe like you said, like 1 week I'll just go there.
Because I kind of wanna do it too.
Yeah,
So macam
yeah.
kalau ada orang pernah eksperimen sudah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
just let me know how it goes, and then
Yeah,
like
yeah.
maybe I'll do it.
Yeah.
But for me, maybe short term kala.
Yeah.
Like because it's just ampir kan.
Yeah,
so,
it's very
like,
close.
Yeah.
Like you can go to Singapore, you can go to Malaysia, you can go to Sabah apparently.
Tapi macam kalau Sabah, maybe the Brunei,
Brunei Malay.
Brunei Malay can be a
Yeah. So
But
I'm predominantly in English pulang.
yeah,
So yeah.
I think English better Singapore, Malaysia kala.
Yeah. So that's the plan lah. But ever since I was pregnant, I kind of, like realigned my goals lah. So now macam I'm more focused on helping my women clients. Because ever since that happened, like I had DR, when like you're pregnant and then women, dorang punya abs macam separated. Yeah, so I had that. And then it made me realize, like, experience it as a first-hand lah, macam, like, it's harder for women or postpartum women to exercise. It's much difficult. So I wanted to dive into that area instead lah. Like, it's like help postpartum women exercise, get fit apa. So I kind of realigned my goals, and then also macam I wanted to start a family lah. I'm like taking it seriously now, like like rumah tangga, to be
So in the serious lah.
Before this, macam we're just married,
Yeah.
Now like macam we dated apa macam and then we're now like a married couple. But in my head, like it wasn't like I wanted to have a family, I just wanted to make it halal. Yeah. I have a halal relationship.
Yeah.
But
can't you still have family and do all of that? Do CrossFit, do comedy? Can
Boleh
you
kah?
not?
Yeah, boleh. Boleh is just ano
No,
lah.
because it's so interesting to me. I never really spoke to an established comedian di Brunei who
Yeah.
has that goal. Sedangkan for me,
Yeah.
I mean, I did a few tryout with the mic stand up pak.
Yeah.
Memang I'm like, I can't do Brunei punya. I can't do the censorship because can't have people tell me that that anu is okay. That
Yeah.
for me, I can't. I'm just not okay with that. Maybe for some other things like
Yeah.
motivational talk ka,
Yeah.
apa ka,
Yeah.
or things that matters, yang serious matters apa. Maybe I'm okay with censorship,
Yeah.
but not comedy, I guess. So
Okay.
I've kind of accepted that I won't ever do comedy in Brunei.
Okay, yeah. That's fine.
Yeah,
Like,
so macam I bukan pelang I was kira looking into it lah. Tapi
Hmm.
macam never talk to someone about it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
hearing from you macam it's actually
Yeah.
doable lah kali ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, Pulang. Like, there's certain topics that we can't, talk about in Brunei. And I guess for me, I've accepted that lah. Because I still want to do it, kan.
Either
And
way,
then-
you still
yeah,
wanna
I
do
still
it.
want to do it. So, like, I will comply. But I still need the stage time. I still need the exposure. I still need to hone those skills lah. Some days there's bad shows, which is the worst. There's bad shows, but other times there's good shows, and then sometimes you kill it,
Yeah.
Like, and it's really hard in Brunei because like the audience macam sometimes it's the same people.
So you feel that the same people tu itu pulang berpayah because you can't really experiment.
Yeah, because like sometimes it's just the same comedians kan yang dangar. They hear over and over and they're like, we're tired of this. But then when you test it on new people,
On new
they're just like,
people.
oh man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then like sometimes when you test it on certain people, like a joke that is like A plus could be like a C.
Yeah.
They're just like, okay. Macam
Yeah,
tu.
yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, so for us, macam our population is so small. Like we can only do so much.
Yeah.
Like, and then, but if you test it out like abroad, like sometimes they have open mics. The comics go to like 5 open mics per night. So they just go to different clubs, comedy clubs.
Just to test their own material.
Yeah. And then like the real actual A plus jokes, they'll just keep that. That's it. Yeah. For di sini payah sikit kan. Macam,
Yeah, you can't.
like this audience A, this audience B, this audience thinks you suck. You
Yeah.
know? Yeah. So that's kind of why I want to macam,
I see. I don't never really look at it that way.
Yeah.
I think with people with experience like you gotta
yeah.
cuma pikir cuma tu lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Macam,
Okay. Macam.
like maybe not everyone is into our jokes. Like I can't do Najib and Loh punya style of comedy, but there's like 700 people who would pay to watch them, like, but those 700 people probably wouldn't want to watch my kind of comedy. So macam I've accepted that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that we can or cannot talk about,
Okay.
there's a recent events. Can we? I'm pretty sure every comedian has seen this, right?
Oh yeah. Jocelyn Chia.
Yeah.
The infamous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tadi your husband mentioned they actually took down dia punya social media.
I mean, we couldn't find her on IG.
Yeah.
And then, actually, I looked for her on IG, and then I think it's a fake account, but they were like, her apa namanya, description bio was like, apa ni, here for the Malaysians. No, I'm just like, oh my god, what a troll.
Okay, so can we sedikit? What did she do?
She's a lawyer.
No, I mean like
Oh,
what
okay.
did she do?
She did a stand-up bit in the US, I guess. And she insulted Malaysia. She's Singaporean, right?
She's Singaporean, yeah.
She insulted Malaysia. So, and she mentioned MH.
Yeah, I think that's the sensitive part.
Yeah, the airplane. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So this I just found out tadi.
Yeah.
Interpol
Yeah.
involvement ni gila je.
Yeah. But for me, macam, I don't know why you want Interpol to get involved.
Yeah, I
Pulang.
mean-
yeah, it's like, I mean, because I heard Singapore removed her citizenship ka, chua. That was one of the articles la I read. I don't know if it's legit, but she got disowned by Singapore. I mean, is that a fact?
Can we fact check that?
Yeah.
You kena remove you punya citizenship. Gila jo, not bad, huh?
What were we talking about again?
No, like speaking of things that
Yeah.
you cannot.
Oh yeah.
You can't
So,
talk about.
I guess awal-awal, like when she was talking about the history, I didn't mind that.
Yeah, that's
Like,
funny.
Yeah, because
I would have said the same thing about
Yeah,
religion.
yeah. So macam when the history, I didn't feel like it was.
I think that's just a cat and mouse between
Yeah.
them and the same thing as we and Malaysian. That's a cat and mouse
Masa
thing.
cakap pasal limbang
Yeah,
and like
limbang
labuan
pasal
kan.
pasal
so that
Brunei
part I get.
331 kan.
That part I get, but like when she started like punching down on Malaysians, when she started swearing, and then she implied like Singapore is better than you guys are third world countries. Like, I guess macam that was when I was just like, whoa, that's a bit distasteful. There's comedy and then there's insulting, Like, so for her, macam when she started talking about the airplane apa, like, you're making fun of people who died and people who lost their family gun. So that was when I don't know, like I was just like, I don't like her. that was when I decided like I don't like her. Yeah.
I had to check whether yang ni laki-laki ke bini. So, you had to have big balls to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like cuz
Yeah.
I get the the appeal, but when you start to mention a world phenomenon like MH17 theater, it's just
Distasteful lah.
Yeah,
Like, it
I
leaves a
mean
bad taste in your mouth. Oh look. Imagine losing citizenship of a country you grew up in for making insensitive breakup revenge jokes to your neighbor. Wow.
But I don't think it's bigger than that lah. At this point, it's bigger than that.
It's very big na. Macam, like insulting la.
There are some certain things that you just
can't insult la. So
baru rupanya tu June.
yeah, it was very recent.
recent.
Like my husband found it on Reddit and then he was watching it out loud. He was watching it and it was on like loudspeaker and I was like, "Ooh, is that a comedy bit?" And then like the whole time I was listening to it, I was like, "Why is she insulting?" Yeah. And then like I rewatched it and then it got viral. Yeah. So I was just like, man, like, no, I'm also scared because like what if people think, and she's a female comic, like it's already hard as a female comedian to kind of, for people to take us seriously. Because like some people think like female comedians cannot be funny, because like we're emotional or we're just women. But like now the way she's doing it, like it's giving like a bad impression of female comics, kan?
So macam artinya female have to do this sort of things to get noticed by the
Or like, well, women just, they're always angry, they're always insulting apa. Macam it's not good for us, like it's like taking a step back from progression sudah wah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's how I feel lah. I don't know how other people feel, but like it's just very annoying.
But do you think that this is bigger than like racism?
I mean, she's already insulting the Malaysian race. Yeah, so I think it's kind of the same.
Kind of the same. But like, I don't know.
but
the way I see it, if people did some racist joke, it wouldn't have gotten this
big, right?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
This is bigger.
Interpol?
Yeah, this is big.
Is she hiding or something? You think she's hiding?
Probably,
right?
Probably. Maybe all the haters, some riot, all the Malaysians.
But what do the US think, huh? Because she's US based.
She's US based.
Well, yeah. So what do they think in the US? Are they pro or?
Di sana freedom of speech, right? Yeah. So for me lah, why would you make her even more famous?
I know.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to make an example.
Yeah, true. But like, macam to involve Interpol for me, for me lah, for me if there's someone like this, okay, I'll like disown her, exile her, okay, and then just don't give her the attention because she wants the attention.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Ani macam wasting resources terpulang.
Yeah.
Like,
For me lah, macam why give someone like that attention? Like among the comedian community, this was a big thing lah. We were just sharing it. Oh man. Yeah. Like I know some people who know her actually. Yeah. Like they've done open mics with her before. Wow. Yeah. Like some people say like it might be taken out of context, but I wouldn't know gan. We don't know the actual story lah banarnya. Like they say like at a certain comedy club you're allowed to just roast like improv roast. So
that shouldn't be taken out of that shouldn't be taken seriously lah.
yeah, but I mean
But like I said tadi, when we discussed this pre-show, either way she would have to expect somebody takes a
like
video.
someone take a video. Like anything you say, there's always gonna be a backlash lah. Yeah, there's always gonna be opinions about what we say or they say. There's always gonna be people who disagree gan. So it's just that like majority of the world disagree.
Yeah. I had a conversation with ZPs who were cancelled before kan. And the most scary things was that he told me some people when they say these things they are expecting or macam they just expect something would happen ba. To him he just did it out of nothing one. No expectation of it going south at all. But look at how it went for him. So that's scary lah to me macam for you to just to express your creativity and then suddenly
all of a sudden like all the hate you get, the cancellation. It is very scary benarnya.
Like, although macam these days cancel culture is nothing pula lah. Like people do for me it's nothing lah. But still you don't want the negative attention lah towards you. I mean banyak je kan like comedian doing like controversy stuff, but there's always a line that they draw, I guess.
There's a line lah. Like we don't want to
cross that line.
We don't want to insult people like sampai ke hati. So it's a very difficult job because like for comedy macam like imagine two circles, so there's violation and safe, so we gotta find that boundary.
You're literally in the middle.
In the middle.
Like you're just TTT.
So you gotta find that like middle between safe and violation.
But I guess it's more trickier in Brunei.
It is.
Right? With all the censorship. I'm not saying it's bad because I think I like it to be controlled in Brunei. But it's just not for me lah. When I do my comedy, when I do my open mic, I like to be free. I like it that sudah after the show baru takkan tagor. Hey bro, what you did there was not nice. I'm like, okay, sorry. It's just an open mic. You're supposed to.
Yep. I understand.
I agree with you, Joa. We just shouldn't be wasting like resources on her. Macam ni sampai
There's bigger things.
I know. Sampai
bigger things like happening.
Ia kena haramkan masuk Malaysia tu ada I read.
Actually, I didn't know that.
Belum pelang tapi the Malaysian authority figure lah. They call for her to be kena haramkan masuk Malaysia.
I mean, I totally get it pelang.
I don't think she would want to step foot pelang.
Karang cari wifi na dah.
Is that like a Brunei joke ka Joy? Like how some people don't know di Brunei ni macam hutan. Is that what?
Actually
right.
When I was living abroad, they thought Brunei ni hutan saja. So they were like, "Is it true you live on trees?" I'm like, "Kurang ajar."
Sial mana.
So I just let it go. I let it happen. I was like, I have monkeys too. Like monkeys are my friends. Macam kulayan saja, kulayan. Macam sarcastic lah.
Do they know you're being sarcastic?
They probably do. I hope they do. Otherwise, they think like,
this is something new. Ada lagi satu version yang baru aku dengar. Diorang pikir Brunei ni sering negeri Arab.
Because
of oil. So they're like, are you sure you guys are not in the desert? No,
actually, because they were like, oh, Dar es Salaam. That's in Africa, right? And I'm like, what? Because it's the Darussalam part. They think it's Dar es Salaam.
For me, it's the oil part. They say oil. It's gotta be near ito.
So they think it's that kan. So whatever lah, you guys.
Have you ever done comedy outside of Brunei?
Have I done comedy outside Brunei? No, I haven't.
You haven't. So that was gonna be your
Yeah.
first like the plan at all.
Yeah. I mean, I've watched comedy outside Brunei, but I haven't like performed.
Who have you watched live?
Very just open mics, so
Oh,
not
no,
very
no.
big people.
No
Yeah.
Russell Peters and
No, I haven't watched them. No, I never watched big shows. I think I just watch them like online or just open mics lah. I'm more of a concert person.
concert person.
Yeah.
In terms of comedian,
Yeah.
do you have anyone that you like just look up to? Currently, bukan yang
Currently, yeah, Taylor Tomlinson. She's young, but she's like
I
her
don't even
writing
know the
is
name.
top notch. Taylor Tomlinson. She has 2 specials on Netflix.
Taylor.
Taylor Tomlinson.
Just
yeah,
make
she's
sure I
good.
don't type the wrong Taylor lah.
Yep, that's her. American comedian. Yeah.
I've seen the face.
Yeah,
Okay. I
so
just don't know the name.
she's really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's really good. Talking about quarter life crisis, mental health about. So I like that. Eliza Scherzinger.
I just watched Eliza like
Yeah,
recently.
She's good. She's
yeah,
good.
she is good.
Yeah. Like I like how Eliza talks about like these important topics.
And
the-
make it into
Yeah,
a comedy.
a comedy,
Because I don't want
exactly.
nobody would pay attention.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's what I'm trying to do with my podcast. Like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring like the stuff that matters,
Yeah.
but package it in a way that is watchable, bah. Because
Yeah.
I've done like interviews in the past that were not really watchable.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's not that it's boring or anything. It's just the way I do it is just it's
Yeah.
not, it's not Gen Z friendly. I guess
I see. I see.
yeah. So yeah, I think comedy is another way of bringing up topics that need attention and then
And then finding the bright side of it.
yeah.
You know?
Is that how you write as well, or you stick to a more
I like talking about me and like a couple of comedians.
other than talking
like,
about your marriage, lah?
yeah, other than talking about that. We like talking about like tragedies in life. A close friend of mine, si Aiman. Aiman's one of the Malay comedians. We like talking about issues we've encountered in life lah. So for him, he likes talking about his 2 kids, like the mishaps about. I like talking about the weird stuff I experienced lah growing up. Dulu, I like talking about what I growing up. Then I talked about like culture shock masa kahwin. And then recently I talked about finding out I was pregnant and I didn't want to be pregnant. And then like one of the
So you
shows-
always make yourself the butt of the joke, lah?
Yeah.
Just to stay out of trouble.
Yeah, I feel like if I talk about myself more, like for me, like I find what people can relate to. You know, that way when they listen, like they're like, yeah, aku pun jatuh aku pun jatuh, laki aku pun jatuh. Jatuh lah. Yeah, for me lah, that's my way of macam finding jokes and comedy.
Yeah.
I think there's like different tiers of comedy. There's like upper fifth. There's the 3 tiers. Like you talk about yourself. You talk about what was it? The 3 tiers of comedy.
3 tiers. I don't know the last tier. You make fun of yourself. You make fun of something with the audience.
Yeah.
And then the last one is you make fun of the audience.
Yeah. So those 3 tiers, like
Make fun of yourself. Make fun of
Something,
a topic
yeah, with the audience.
with the audience.
and then you
So a
make
lot of crowd work, lah.
yeah, and then the higher tier is you make fun of the audience.
Mm-hmm.
So
They laugh.
and then they laugh about it. Yeah. So it takes skill and experience to get to the second and the third
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Do you know anyone who's the best at crowd work di Brunei?
Najib.
Najib.
Yeah. He can insult the audience and people will laugh.
And people don't like.
I don't know if people take it personally pulang, but I know he's pretty good lah at it.
It's very.
Yeah.
Kalau for the ones that I perform,
Yeah.
perform
Yeah. Perform.
perform in my open mic.
Yeah.
My friend Yoji,
Ooh.
he's the best at crowd work.
Wow.
Yeah, because I remember we performed the Surya,
Yeah.
and then the audience were mostly expats.
Yeah.
So his material was Malay.
Yeah.
So we were like, yo, Malay not gonna work tonight. So he had to dig. So the first few minutes, he sticks to his Malay content, Malay bit, and then suddenly he just did amazing crowd work. And then
Wow. Was it
the-
roasting juga? Roasting or just crowd work?
not really roasting,
Yeah.
but macam I don't know how to explain it
Yeah.
because I don't have.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched juga kan.
I never had a proper comedy class, so
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know what kind of crowd work lah.
Yeah.
Tapi I remember that night, everyone was like worried,
Yeah.
but he turned the crowd around lah.
Oh, that's really nice.
I made it easy for the rest of
Yeah,
us lah
yeah.
that night. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any questions for her?
I'm not very familiar pasal pantangan ni, but I'm quite curious about it juga.
Okay.
Because, I want to tahu kan ada rezeki kahwin nanti apa. So,
Amin.
explain
Okay.
that a bit.
So it's 40 days of pantang. Traditionally, you're not allowed to leave the house for the 40 days. You're only allowed to eat foods yang heaty, yang memanaskan badan lah to help blood flow.
Recovery, yeah.
Recovery, blood flow. You're supposed to eat jamu. Oh my god, the jamu. It was very weird. Oh,
Yeah.
and then like you kena ikat kan parut.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So that,
Apa tu namanya? What's that called?
what is it called? Yang
Barut.
barut, yeah.
Barut, yes,
So
yes.
that cause like at that
It kind of like
yeah.
puts the kira body toning.
Body toning.
Yeah, body
But
toning. Traditional body toning.
Yeah, because lapas beranak, your muscles there are weak.
Yeah.
And like it's just sagging. So macam the barut itu helps your
Tighten and tone.
tighten the skin, tone your skin, tone the muscle apa.
Speaking of jamu,
Oh yeah.
I have quite a interesting encounter with a jamu.
Oh.
Kan okay, jamu ni
Yeah.
masa my wife baru beranak,
Yeah.
dalam Xbox kan?
Yeah.
It's usually in an unmarked bottle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's in an unmarked bottle.
Yeah.
And then it's always like in a tropical juice color.
Yeah.
So one night,
You minum nggak?
I was so thirsty. And I didn't add. Masa tu baru tu ia membeli jamu yang unmarked itu.
Yeah.
And I was like, macam manju-juisan ya.
Yeah. And then you drank it?
Ya manju ah.
Yeah.
The next day, my wife was like, siapa minum my jamu? I'm like, what jamu?
Oh, actually, I had a similar thing. My sister-in-law bought brownies, and
I know where you're going with this.
I didn't know.
I know where you're going with this.
It's like the brand name was Booby Brownies. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, what person would call your brownies that name? And but I had it. It was with chassis. I was like, ooh, nice.
Yaman,
and then
man.
yeah, I had a bit. And then my little brother, he had that. He had like a lot. And then my sister-in-law was like, siapa makan my brownies? And I'm like, Iwan kali, like my little brother. And she's like, atu brownies untuk lactation. What?
You know what? I don't blame you guys. It's so good.
It's
I
so good.
I love eating.
It's so good, right? Yung
I
mana?
eat it macam mana?
Macam normal brownies,
Macam
yeah.
normal
And,
brownies.
it's okay, because
Yeah, it's
very
okay.
healthy.
Yeah.
Tapi my brother was like,
No shame. It's good.
yeah.
It's good.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tapi after that, I was just like so paranoid. I was just like, oh my god. Oh.
Dripping karang na yan.
I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna get pregnant or something. Macam tu. Yeah. And that was like before I was married, kan. So I was just like, oh.